Welcome to our training in which we will implement a new sample circuit regarding the use of breadboard. First of all, I added the Arduino board, 5 LEDs and 5 resistors to the work area. I added the components beforehand to avoid wasting time. We have already seen these in detail in our previous tutorial. When we come to the breadboard section, components are set to be listed all. In our previous lesson, we worked on a small breadboard. Now we will work on a large breadboard on which we can build more circuits. There is also a mini breadboard option here. You can use it, for example, to install a distance sensor on a separate physical breadboard. The mini breadboard does not have positive and negative lines in the Tinkercad, so there is no this line, and it is just a small breadboard on which you can build a circuit with simple components. Now let's build our circuit. You can place the LEDs according to numbering on breadboard. Numbering starts at 0 and goes through 1, 5, 10 and up to 60. There are also letter signs here. Training through simulation with Tinkercad is more advantageous, because if we were to explain it on the physical circuit, it would be difficult to achieve this clarity due to the camera angle and the hand covering the image during circuit preparation. We start placing the LEDs. We place the short leg at 5. Place the other LED at 15. If we do it this way, the LEDs will look aligned. We make sure that one leg of each resistor is aligned with the long legs of the LEDs. Then let's transfer 5-volt voltage to the breadboard. Make the cable color red. Ensure that the ground line is also transferred. Make this cable color black. You can twist it with the connection points. There are points for twisting cables. You can also add extra points yourself. To do this, you need to double-click on the point on the cable you want to add. Double-click and create twist points. Undo these changes. Let's ensure that voltage and ground lines are transferred to our LEDs on the breadboard. We connect the positive pole to the other leg of the resistor connected to the long leg of the LED. Connect the other resistors to the voltage line. Be careful that we connect it to the voltage line, not the ground line. I also made the cable colors red so that it is understood that it is connected to the voltage line. Then we will transfer the ground lines. I changed the color of the cable coming from the ground line to black. Thus, we can see the connections from the voltage line and ground line more clearly. We have completed our circuit installation. When we run the simulation, we see that all the LEDs are on. Now I want to build the same circuit in a different way so that our knowledge of breadboard usage is reinforced. Stop the simulation. I'm moving the LED to the top, extending the ground line as well. From here, rotate the resistor to be vertical. As you can see, one leg of the resistor is at the top and the other leg is at the bottom. Connect the voltage line from a position connected to the lower part of the resistor. When you look carefully, you will see that we actually made the same connection as the previous one. One leg of the resistor was connected to the long leg of the LED and the other leg was connected to the voltage line. So with the resistor we build a bridge between the upper and lower breadboard line. If we start from the beginning, 5-volt voltage came to the bottom leg of the resistor through the breadboard. From here, voltage reached the long leg of the LED in the upper block of the breadboard through the resistor. Then the current passes through the LED and completes the circuit via the ground line. So both connections are correct. There is only a change in terms of layout. Let's quickly make the same connection for our other LEDs. When we ran the simulation, we saw that the circuit worked successfully as in the initial setup. Don't forget to practice with plenty of LED examples during the introductory phase. Happy coding!